Chapter 15, Fundamental Rights and Duties. Introduction. The Constitution of India was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949, but it came into force on 26 January 1950, making India a republic. The Constitution of India is its supreme law. Besides the English version, there is also an official Hindi translation of it. Any law made by the government must be in accordance with the Constitution. We celebrate Republic Day on 26 January every year to mark the day on which our Constitution was adopted. The Indian Constitution embodies certain rights and duties for the Indians so that they may lead a comfortable life and act as responsible citizens irrespective of sex, caste, religion, or place of birth. The rights of the citizens are called the fundamental rights, while their duties are termed as fundamental duties. Do you know that the Indian Constitution is the largest written constitution in the world? It has 395 articles and 12 schedules. Fundamental rights. There are 6 fundamental rights given to the Indian people by the Constitution of India. They are as follows. 1. Right to equality. The Constitution of India guarantees equal right to all citizens of the country. No one can be treated unfairly on the basis of sex, caste, religion, or place of birth. The weaker section of society, however, are protected by certain laws. Example, seats have been reserved for them in school, colleges, government jobs, and representative bodies. Untouchability is prohibited by law. In the olden times, the ruler used to give their subjects titles which were positioned with special rights. The practice has been abolished by the Constitution. Fact Finder. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. It took 3 years to form the Constitution of India. The Indian Constitution also has inputs from the British, American, Irish, Australian, French, Canadian, Russian, German, South African, and Japanese constitutions. 2. Right of freedom. Every citizen of this country has the right of freedom of speech and expression. They can assemble peacefully without arms, form union and association to move to and settle in any part of the country. They can practice any trade or profession of their choice with certain exceptions. However, one is free to do anything unless it affects the freedom of someone else. 3. Right against exploitation. No individual can be forced to work against his/her wish or against wages to. No child below the ages of 14 can be employed as laborers. 14. Right to freedom of religion. According to the Constitution, every individual of this country is free to choose and profess his/her religion. All religions are treated alike by the government. No one can be forced to practice any religion against his/her wish. Let me answer. Have you ever heard about right to information? Research and analysis. The Constitution is a written instrument embodying the basic principles and laws of a nation, state, or social group that determine the powers and duties of the government and guarantee certain rights to the people in it. Research the name of those political leaders who have framed the Constitution of India. 5. Cultural and educational rights. There are several cultures, languages, scripts, etc. in India. There are many minority groups like Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, etc. These are called minority group as they have the number of individuals less than half of a number of individuals of the largest group. Each group has the right to follow its own customs and tradition and to set up its own educational institution anywhere in the country. 6. Right to constitutional remedies. An Indian citizen can ask for justice in a court of law if he/she feels that his/her fundamental rights have been denied. We should keep in mind that fundamental right can be suspended in terms of emergency. Health and wellness. Good health is also clearly determined by other basic human rights, including access to safe drinking water, sanitation and nutrition, foods, adequate housing, education and safe working conditions. The right to health also means that everyone should be entitled to control their health and body. Fundamental duties. With fundamental rights, Indian citizens are also expected to perform certain duties towards their country and fellow citizens. Such duties are called fundamental duties. They are as follows. 1. Safeguard the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the country. 2. Respect and follow the constitution and law of the country. 3. Respect the national flag and the national anthem. 4. Follow the path of non-violence, secularism and democracy. 5. Preserve our heritage and culture. 6. Protect public property and defend our country at any cost. 7. Protect and conserve our natural resources. 8. Avoid social evils like dowry and gambling. 9. Strive towards excellence in their respective spheres. 10. Develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. 11. Provide opportunities for education to his/her child ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. We should keep in mind that the right and duties to go together. Indian Heritage Connect. The fundamental duty of the citizen according to the Indian Constitution is to value and preserve the rich heritage of our culture. Article 29(1). This provides any section of the citizens residing in India having a distinct culture, language or script the right to conserve their culture, language and script. Directive Principle of State Policy. The Constitution of India has set some guidelines for the government to follow while ruling the country for better governance and for the welfare of the people. These guidelines are called the Directive Principles of State Policy. Some of them are as follows. 1. Provide adequate means of livelihood. 2. Take care of the weaker section of society and improve their conditions. 3. Ensure that wealth is not concentrated in the hands of a few. 4. Prevent child labor. 5. Provide free education for children under the age of 14. 6. Provide equal opportunities for men and women. Summary. Every year we celebrate 26 January as the Republic Day in India as the Constitution of India came into force this day. The Constitution has provided certain fundamental rights to the citizens. The citizens have been prescribed a few fundamental duties as well. Directive principles are the guidelines which the government must follow while ruling this country. Art integration. Prepare a poster on child labor. Also make a slogan to remove child labor and to spread awareness in the society. A sample has been provided for your help. Exercises. Creative expression. Tell your story. Just imagine, you do not have the freedom to move outside your home. You are not allowed to speak, play, listen to music or watch television. What would you do to change your life without freedom? Discuss with your friends. How will you convince your parents about it and make them understand how freedom is important for you? Cross-curricular connect, critical thinking. Let's play a game. Make a constitution for your class, like the do's and don'ts of your conduct in the class with your classmates. Show the list to your teacher and put it on your class bulletin board. Be mindful of creating rules for the class. Do's, don'ts. Logical decision making. Suppose you are at a public place and you hear national anthem. What would you do? How would you feel? Do you love your country? 1. You continue doing your objects. 2. You stand and pay respect to the national anthem. 3. You will try to run away from that place. Describe of your words that we should do when hear national anthem. Let's practice. A. Write short answers to the given questions. 1. What is the supreme law of the land in India? 2. Which fundamental rights guarantees religious freedom? 3. What should get free education in India? B. Write long answers for the given question. 1. Explain 5 fundamental duties. 2. What are the directive principles of state policy? Give some example. 3. What should an Indian do when his fundamental rights are denied? C. Fill in the blanks. 1. Certain guidelines that government follows for the welfare of people are known as dash principles of the state policy. 2. We should conserve and protect our natural dash. 3. The rights of citizens are called dash rights. 4. We celebrate Republic Day every year on dash. 5. The government should provide adequate means of dash. D. Multiple choice questions. 1. Keeping the country united is a 1. Fundamental right. 2. Directive principles. 3. Fundamental duty. 2. Which of the following is a fundamental duty? 1. Respect the national flag and national anthem. 2. Treat others as your equals. 3. All of these. 3. India became independent on 1. 26th Jan 1950. 2. 15th August 1947. 3. 20 August 1950. E. Match the following. Column A. 1. We can express our views. 2. The rich do not exploit the poor. 3. We should respect national. Column B. Fundamental duty. Fundamental rights. Director principles. F. Take the correct options. 1. There are dash schedules in our constitution. 111, 212, 313, 414. 2. Which fundamental rights prohibit child labor? 1. Right to equality. 2. Right to freedom. 3. Right against exploitation. 4. Right to constitutional remedies. 3. The Indian Constitution is the dash written constitution in the world. 1. Longest. 2. Second longest. 3. Third longest. 4. Smallest. 4. How many articles are there in the Indian Constitution? 1. 195. 2. 395. 4. 495. 4. 500. 5. The Indian Constitution was passed by the Constituent Assembly on dash. 1. 26 January 1950. 2. 24 January 1949. 3. 26 November 1949. 4. 15th August 1947. Conceptual understanding. Observe the given picture and answer the following question. Serial number. Picture. Right. Describe the fundamental right. Writing skills. Look at the picture below and think of the rights and responsibilities you have in life. My rights, my responsibilities.